Welcome back to Dishonored. Continuing in the Brigmore manor. We have just gotten inside through the crypt. And we are now smack in the middle of the witch's coven. Where are people teleporting off to? I never like big spaces like this. Oh boy. Multiple of those fuckers. Yeah, I'm not... Do I have any reason for being in this room? No, I do not. Oh god, I do not have an option to... Oh, come on.
Please, no, don't make me eat anymore. I can't. Brother Marcus, I denounce the Abbey. Wandering gaze, lying tongue, restless hands, roving feet, rabbit.
What happened to you?
I denounce the oracles. Oracles. They saw. The Caldwood girl is the key. The girl in the painting.
Where's Delilah?
Shut up! You're going to attract somebody. Alright, she stopped blinking around. Oversees orders. Brother Patchcliffe, you are charged with surveillance of the Musthaven district and surrounding estates. Travel there immediately and report all findings to the officer of the High Overseer. If any signs of organized heresy are uncovered, send for additional support. Do not attempt to handle the situation alone. Remember the strictures and you'll not fail. Overseer interrogation. He was unable to extract much from this one. He was well trained. Feeding him his former companions elicted mostly useless sounds and mess. I'll try again tomorrow unless he becomes violently deranged, in which case I'll have little choice but to put him down. This man is not really doing what we want him to do. So you know, he's not telling us everything. So you know what? We'll just make him eat his friends. I don't see anything wrong with that. Hey, will you walk into sight? You will. That makes assassination so much easier.
She's begun the final phase.
Then she's in the void already.
Yes, it won't be long. All of our patience and work will be rewarded. But what time is she?
Don't worry. She made them pay first.
Oh god. Thank you very much. I did not suspect they would suddenly drop down. That gave me a mild heart attack. I think I was very silent again, because I'm always silent when I'm scared. I don't scream. That's probably for the best, because if I did, well, you'd probably be deaf by now. Delilah's orders. I've ordered the lantern to be placed in my studio in the West Wing. Use it to enter the painting only if your situation is dire. I will be busy preparing the ritual and cannot be disturbed. I trust you can handle doubt should he materialize. Delilah. Well, at least these two couldn't. Good God. This entire building looks like it's falling apart. Yeah, mostly, really I jumped up here because I didn't want to be, well, I didn't want to be down there. What did I just get? Spirited, no thanks. I'm good. Alright, maybe I'm not. The Blight of the Cobblestone. Well, even in the last episodes, we still have to read a book or two, don't we? The Blight of the Cobblestones. Excerpt from a street pamphlet drafted by anonymous intellectuals. Action is necessary if the Empire is to stand against the juggernaut of what's commonly called industrial progress. Momentum of this hungry beast requires equal vigor simply to hold its destructive advances. No action against the industrialization of our nation states can be deemed too extreme when we understand what is at stake. The advancement of industry infects every aspect of our lives, and hazardous conditions assault the citizens of Dunwall daily. Workers are treated as disposable cogs in the machine, sacrificing their lives in the name of faster construction, mass assembly, and greater profits. Should those of us in opposition to these trends not sacrifice themselves in the fight against our unfeeling oppressor? Will we be sacrificed when our children ask what a pasture is, and the best we can do is point to a cobblestone street, black with the filth of mechanical production? Will we struggle in the coming years to recall a time when we actually made our pies by hand, or baked bread in the ways of our grandmothers? What is at stake today are our very cultures, from the cold north of Tivia down to Morley and Bristol, all the way to the warm south of Sarkonos. All men and women with a love for our ways must stand against these changes. So, on one side, I get what they're pointing at. I mean, big advances can be devastating to just people's lives, to cultures. But pushing them away without really thinking about it is just as wrong. Your history must not be erased, but it's history, you can't live in it. You also need to move forward. Yeah, I know. Bit of, I don't know what it is, psychology, philosophy with Phoenix? I don't know. Painting ritual. The painting of the possession target must be positioned. The painting of the possession target must be positioned above the altar. After preparing the ritual, the performer must lay on the altar. If the ritual has been prepared correctly, the performer will then enter into the body of the subject of the painting. Warning: the subject of the painting must be the possession target. Any other painting might trap the performer of the ritual. I guess that's the non-lethal way of doing this. I'm not having any marker of where I need to go. Just find Delilah's studio. I mean, that's great and all, but any great clues on how I'm supposed to do that? Yeah, I do want to get that corrupted bone charm. There. Can I get past this? Yes, I can. The corrupted charm. And it is fun guns. Benefit: build up adrenaline much faster. Penalty: adrenaline takes less time to cool down. Well, that's absolutely useless, isn't it? I mean, it might be very nice if you like to use adrenaline for a lot of things, but well, I don't, so. Okay. Alright, let's disable that thing first. And then have a little look in here.
I'm glad I found it. Is the painting of the void sealed?
Yes. I put the lantern back in Our Lady's studio. It'll be ready when she calls.
But I don't think Delilah will return this way. When she calls us, it will be to Dunwall Tower.
Probably true.
Evie, may I confess something to you? Promise not to tell the others.
Of course. You can always confide in me.
When I was in the studio, I painted the mark on my hand, just to see. It was foolish, I know, but I couldn't help myself.
Never be ashamed of your ambition. It's why she chose you.
Thank you. Your words are always exactly what I need, Evie. If only my birth sisters had been more like you.
Well, if they had, they'd still be alive, wouldn't they?
Well, good to know that witches are still pleasant. Do I have the key? No, I don't. Might be for the best. Okay, doggy, please don't come over here. Just let me pass, please. Oh, come on, let me up. Okay, thank God. Yeah. And Delilah's studio. They did have a lamp in Delilah's studio, didn't they? I guess that's her, yeah. Bottle. Don't think I've seen a lot of Delilah's paintings, have I? Yeah, let's wait with picking up the lantern, because that will probably set off some sort of alarm. Delilah's journal. Delilah's journal. Now that the painting is finished, I wouldn't quite call that finished, but okay. I'll sit in young Lady Emily's skin and wear her face like a mummer's mask. Havelock and his licks bitless will put the child on the throne, but it is me they will be crowning. Delilah, the kitchen girl from Dunwall Tower. They called me Sokolov's apprentice, but whose paintings reach through the spirit? mine. They will never know their blunder, but I'll sure to whisper into their ears at their executions. Can't you just let them live? My followers will bear the lantern to the gallery in order to open the way to the void. There, I'll use the paintings to complete the ritual. My walk into Emily's flesh must be undisturbed. The ritual has other uses, which I'll explore over time. Any image made by my hand could serve as a focal point for the spell. I imagine one of my enemies as a still life, imprisoned in a bowl of fruit without amusement.
So Delilah wants to use Emily to become Empress.
Yeah, I think we figured that one out already. Oh, 2 more books. The Fuge Feast. Excerpt from a book on the celebrations and holidays. Yes, I know. I just had the biggest revelation probably in the entire game of what Delilah is actually planning, and now I'll just read a book on the feasts. Need to balance out the horrible depressingness of Dishonored and the happiness of a feast a bit, right? Yeah, it's just, I don't know, for some reason I decided that I would read every book, and damn it, I will. At the end of every year, after the last day of the month of songs, we begin the Fuge Feast. A new year has not started, and thus the time that follows is outside the calendar. A period of celebration and feasting begins, during which people abandon the very principles that keep them whole and healthy over the year. Many leave their home, euphonic with their spirits or perturbs. Some paint their faces or wear masks to conceal themselves as they pursue their passion without reservation. When the right cosmological signs are observed and it's time for the calendar to begin anew, the sitting high overseers calls for the hymn of atonement, and the Fuge Feast ends. Family return to their homes, wife to their husband, enemies put down their weapons, and fires are extinguished. No complaint is given for those who have wronged others, deviated from ancient code, or discarded oaths. For this time during the geological alignment does not exist and is not recorded. The following day starts a new year, marked on the first day on the month of the Earth, as it has always been. So basically the Purge. Great. The Howl from Beyond. Excerpt from a work of the fiction of P.B. Jokesworth. As Georgia and Alia crouched in the dark of the upper hall, they could hear the thing drawing close. It had followed them from the forest, through the garden, and into the house. Now, as they leaned against the wall, exhausted and terrified, they could hear it coming up the stair, moving slowly, as it scraped along. Exposed bone dragging across wood and carpet. A ragged painting foretold its passage, as that air was pushed through the throat, eaten away with rot. Reaching a grim conclusion, Alia swallowed. Her face went slank, and she gave Georgie a final glance before plunging through the window glass into the moonlight and night air. At the sound of her delicate body smashing against the cobblestone below, Gregory let out a keening moan. As he did this, his voice was matched by an unearthly howl from the stairwell, and a rapid scratching of clawed feet rushing up towards him. Oh, no wonder Delilah turned out to be a horrible person if you read her stories like this. The gallery. Is there anyone below who I need to murder first? No, doesn't look like it. Oh. There is somebody just outside though. There we go. It's much easier if you have the... what is it? Dark vision? Oh boy. No, no, no. Okay. That was not according to plan, because, well, I definitely did not plan that, but it worked. Oh, so that was the library. Yeah, I do not want to go through that hallway downstairs, because, well, there were 3 of the bloody dogs there. Oh. Anybody up for a story? The Shadow on Bitterleaf. Excerpt from a longer work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from the ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer, until she turned a blank face towards me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume? You too have been unfaithful, and it's now your turn to be mended. Dishonored doesn't have any nice children's stories, now does it? Oh, this works. That makes it easy. And the West Wing key. Oh, that doesn't make it very hard, now does it? If you just hang the key next to the door. Hey. And more of those bloody skulls. And 2 more witches. Lovely, isn't it? You could almost say it's a pattern. Oh boy, we have somebody who's searching.
Lady Delilah beat tonight. Really, sister. You ought to have your mind on more important things.
Yeah, I kind of can't wait around with witches. Because they have the ability to just teleport away at any moment.
Seems that Rothwild's gone missing from his slaughterhouse. There's chaos on the killing floor.
Lord Ramsay or one of the others will move in. The city needs whale oil.
Let them tear each other apart. We'll feast on the spoils.
Yeah, this is why I think I really need this power right now. Why I need dark vision. I need to see them the moment they arrive. Because if I don't... Please don't give me long animations. Yeah, this is why I really don't like the teleporty guys. You can't just know where they are. Okay. I'm about as tense as I can get, but I'm doing pretty well. That's still a solid floor. Is that really you? Is there not another hole in the wall somewhere? So I don't have to approach them head on. As you might have noticed, I don't like approaching them head on. Well, I am an assassin after all. Oh. Head-on collisions are not exactly my forte. Oh, I've already been here. Have I not? Oh well. No, that's not a...
Has she mentioned? Yes, of course, my love.
Is there no other way to get up there, really? There kind of has to be one, right? I really can't see anything here. Okay. Well, at least I can't jump up there. Which is of course annoying. What? Oh, they could sing. There wasn't a big enough hole to jump through, but there was a big enough hole to see you through. Well, on one side I was spotted, which is of course horrible for an assassin. On the other side, I did manage to draw one away. Yeah, you can't see cracks like that when... Oh boy. Definitely not the assassin who is coming to kill you all. Definitely not. There we go. Now we can go up here. The last musings. I worked in my studio until late last night and completed the painting of Emily. When Dowd kidnapped her, I was terrified that he might already know what I was planning, but it seems I overestimated him. He turned her over into conspirators. What a fool. Once young Emily assumes the throne, I'll already be looking out of those lovely brown eyes.
I'll watch for our enemies.
So this section is completely empty. That's nice. So, 2 more witches to take care of. And then off to face Delilah. Hooray!